I think most of us are trying to manage our never ending to do list. I know I am. I think I'll forever be a pen and paper person, but running an online business, that doesn't always translate well. And so now I manage all of my projects and action tasks in Notion. Now, I'm not here to preach Notion as an action task manager. I think we've all got to figure out what works for us. But I do want to share my system with you today, just in case it is something that you want to implement in your business as well. Every day this month, I'm sharing a free template or resource to set us up for success. A lot of those are in Notion. It's where I manage my entire business, and this project and action task database that I have is really at the heart of everything I do. It's where I manage everything that's going on in one place. So if that's something that you're into, stick around. I'm going to show you how it's set up, how you can customize it, and of course, if you want access to this template, all you have to do is sign up. The link is in the description. Okay, so welcome to your action zone. The way I thought we'd go through this is we'll start with a quick overview of the full template, then we'll look at the backend databases and how those are configured, and then from there I'll show you how you can edit it, customize it, and make it your own, including pulling in additional databases like these ones at the top. We have your quarterly targets and annual goals. Those are pulled in from the databases we shared yesterday. So if you are yet to access those and you would like to access all of the templates that I share this month, you can do so just by signing up to my newsletter. The link is in the description. So you'll see here at the top, I just have a welcome message. We have your targets, so your quarterly targets and your annual goals, so they're top of mind. A nice little inspirational image because it's the little things that make your Notion account personalized. Then we have action tasks, so inbox. This is just where you're brain dumping tasks before you organize them. Then we have today's tasks, meetings, tomorrow's tasks. And then we can scroll down and we've got our various projects. So here we can add a new project. We've got a project calendar and an overview of our projects. And if we come over here, we've got two templates. Now these are actually identical, but later in the month, I plan on sharing how to create a custom client portal in Notion. And so I've got this here so that we can pull that into that template when we're ready to go with that. But for now, they're exactly the same. Then we'll scroll down and we have our full calendar. So this is our action task calendar. And then we also have a Kanban board view of it. So this template is run off of two databases. We have your projects database and then your action task database. And we have those interlinked so that they're speaking to one another and we are not sort of duplicating tasks in multiple places. If we start with your action task database, we're going to come right to the root here because you'll see all of these tabs have different views. So whenever you're configuring different views in Notion, I recommend doing it at the root database, the original, because it means when you go to pull in anywhere in your Notion account, you can access all of these different views. Whereas if you customize it on the page itself and you're using a linked view of the database, you're only going to see that view there, and you'll have to reconfigure it again if you want to recreate it somewhere else. So here we've got all of your tasks, and you'll see I've just got the task name, the due date. So this is something I got from August Bradley. Rather than a due date, this is the day we're going to do the task. Then we've got status, so inbox, captured, on hold, in progress, and complete. If you want to customize these, you just hit edit property, and here you can click in, change the label, change the color, delete as necessary, and you can also add any more just by clicking the plus icon. Then we have time estimate. So I've used the Pomodoro technique for this. So all I've done is add little tomatoes here, but you can absolutely click in here and change it. Maybe you want to do 1 hour to 2 hours, 30 minutes. However you set up your time blocking, you can add that in here. Then we have priority. So I've got 1 to 4. And then I also have a label for meeting. And this is important because it's what allows me to create a filter that shows only my meetings in my calendar. Again, to customize any of these, you just click the 3 dots, change the label, change the color, delete as necessary, and just start typing if you want to add a new one. And you'll see here, this is a relation. So if we click here, you'll see the type is relation. And if I hit edit property here, you'll see it's related to projects. And that's how we're getting action tasks and projects to speak to one another. So you'll see here is a pretty straightforward action task database. But what I've done here is I've created multiple views. So here we have inbox, it's the exact same one, but I've just added a filter to say the status is inbox. So whenever I'm brain dumping ideas, I'm going to brain dump them into my inbox. And basically that means I haven't assigned a project. I haven't maybe assigned time estimate, priority, but the big one is it doesn't have a date assigned to it yet. So anytime I'm brain dumping and I've not got a date assigned or I haven't put in all the details, I'll put it into my inbox. Meetings are anything with the priority set as a meeting. So I've done this so that I can see all my meetings in one place. Now it will still show in my action tasks. So for example, today's task, it will still show the meeting. I have it set up to do that, but I just like to have a view where I can only see the meetings as well. So to do that, I've created a filter. Priority is set to meeting. Now today's task is only going to show me today's task, and the way I've set that up is added a filter, and you'll see there's a rule here where the due date is today and it's not inbox. Same for tomorrow. It's the exact same thing. The filter is status is not inbox, and I've set a rule where its due date is tomorrow. Incomplete tasks, so anything that doesn't get done, I can come over here and the filter is not complete. So anything that is not marked as complete is going to show up here. And I also have a rule where the due date is on or before today. So it's not going to show me incomplete tasks from the future because we haven't got to those yet. But anything that is past the due date, it's going to show up here. Then we have just a calendar view of all of our tasks, a Kanban board view. So to get these, you just click into these three dots, change the layout to calendar. For Kanban board, if we come in here, we see that the layout is a board. I have grouped by status here, and I've changed it to color columns, and I can also play around with these. If I want to hide any, I can just click off and that's going to disappear. Let's put that back up. And then you'll also see under properties that I've adjusted what I'm seeing on the card itself. So I'm showing the due date, the priority, and the time estimate. If I wanted to add the project, I could do that. If I want to remove it, you just click the I. And then we have a timeline view. So all of these can be adjusted in the layout. You can also make a list, gallery, whatever you want to set it up as. Those are the main views that I tend to use. You can absolutely come in here and you can create your own. So all you have to do is click this plus icon and it's going to always show you at the root database. It's always going to pull in all of your tasks, and then you can come in here and you can customize the view and the filters. You can sort it, you can adjust the properties, and you can add a grouping as well. To delete any, just click in, hit delete view, and that's going to disappear. If you want to add any new templates, for example, in my action tasks, I have a Sunday cleanup. And this is a personal task. I'm cleaning the house, I'm doing laundry, all that good stuff. And so what I'll do is I'll come in here and I will add a new setup. So I'll add a new template. Say I'm doing Sunday routine. I'll change the due date to Sunday and I can add in all the details here. And if I click off of that, you see it appears here. I can change the icon as well. But if I come in here, I can set to repeat and I can repeat it every week on a Sunday at a certain time. Let's do 9 o'clock in the morning. And that way that's going to appear every week. It's going to show up in my action tasks, and any of the settings that I've configured for it here is going to show up as well. So if I know this takes me 3 Pomodoros, I can put that in there. If I know the priority is second priority, that will automatically be added each and every time. To delete any of these, you just click the 3 dots and hit delete. So coming back into our action zone, we're now going to look at projects. And you'll see here, similar setup. We've got our different views along the top. So we're just going to add our dates. We've got our project name, revenue. So I've got this as US dollars. If you want to change that, just click in here, click edit property, and you can change the number format to your preferred currency. If you want to remove this column or hide it, you can click in here and you can hide it or you can delete it. Then we have status, you can customize that. Here I've got it assigned to project lead, but you can always come in here and change it to team. You can add multiple people to a project. Then we have that relation to action tasks. And if I move me over here, and because we've connected action tasks to projects, I can then set up this project progress bar. And what that's going to do is pull in all of the action tasks that are complete and work out how far along we are in the project. We can then assign it a quarter and a year, which is helpful just for looking back and seeing, okay, what projects did we work on in this quarter and year? Did we complete those? Did we not complete those? So again, going back to some of those templates we discussed in days 1, 2, 3 of Vlogmas, your annual review and your quarterly review, those come in really handy because you can see what you worked on on during that time. Now I've labeled this as add a new project, so I can add it in anywhere else. Here we've got it as all projects. It's the exact same thing. I've just changed the label. So I've just come in here and I've renamed it. Here we have the project calendar. The layout is just set to calendar here. And then we also have a projects overview. So here I've got it set up as gallery. I've got the card preview. This little black section here is set to page cover. So if I set a page cover, it's going to show up here. It's a great way to customize it as well. You can choose the card size, so you can make it bigger if you want. And then if we come out here under properties, I've got it set to show me the project name, project progress, and the dates. But again, you can customize all of that. So like I said, there are 2 templates that come with this, but they're both identical right now. I will be sharing additional templates later in the month, and that's where this one's going to come in handy. I just thought I'd include it. And if we come in here and we hit edit, you see that's going to open up. And if we pull this up to full width, you'll see here we've just got the project name, an overview, a section for resources. And then here, this is actually a linked view database. So this is your tasks. If we click here and we show database title, you'll see it's a linked view from your action tasks. But what I've done is I've added a filter so that the project is new project template. Now what this means is if we add an action task, because this is the action task database, it's automatically going to assign it to the project. And from there, it's going to allow me to work out how far we are in the project. So if I change this and I do example task, and we'll say it's due today, and we change that to complete, you'll see it now shows 100% of the project is complete. So to delete any of that, again, just click the 6 dots. To hide that, you can just click here and hide database title. If we go back into projects, we'll go back to our action zone. That is your root databases. And from here, you can see that I've just added different views. So to add a linked view at any point in time, you're just going to do / linked view of database. And because we've configured all of these at the source, it's just a case of selecting the source. So say we do action tasks, and you see here, I can pull in any of these views now. If I wanted to hide some of this, for example, maybe I don't want to see this, I can click here, I can hide it in view, and that's not going to delete it from the original. It's just going to change my view here. You can play around, customize it. The only thing you can't do is delete a column. If you delete a column, even on a linked view database, it's going to delete everywhere. So just keep that in mind. But you can come in here, play around with the filters, sorts, layouts, all that good stuff. And so you'll see here, that's how these are all configured. And up at the top here, where we have your quarterly targets and annual goals, is the exact same thing. All I've done is I've added a linked view. So if we hit enter again, go to do / linked view. I would just search whatever it is I'm looking for. I've got my quarterly targets here. I could just select that, and it's going to pull in my different views there. So that's how this is configured. Now you can absolutely play around with this, customize it, and make it your own. For example, over here, I just put / image and I uploaded an image, but you can get one from Unsplash, or if you are using Giphy, you can paste a link in here and it's going to show up. If I click here and delete this, you can also add a video, anything you like. Here you can change the name. You can add a cover if you want. So we can change the cover here. You'll see there's some options. You can also upload one. You can link to Giphy or anywhere that you have an image link. It's also integrated with Unsplash. To remove that, just hit remove. And then up here, you can change the icon as well. So there's a number of icons. If we select just another one as an example, you'll see you can change the color. You can use emojis if you're a fan of those, or you can upload your own custom file. So you can really brand it out and make it your own as well. And so that's your Action Zone template. As always, this template is available. All you have to do is sign up to my newsletter. The link is in the description. I hope you find this valuable. This is where I spend most of my day every day, and I'm so grateful for it because I would forget all the things I need to do otherwise. Being able to see my targets top of mind every day has been really helpful, especially in deciding what I say yes and no to. I'm getting a bit better at that just because I'm seeing, is this aligned with where I'm going? And then things like having my inbox where I can just brain dump stuff and being able to see all of my projects and tasks in one place, it's just been a game changer for me. And so I hope it's just as helpful for you too. Now, so far, we've done a lot of planning, preparation, setting ourselves up for success. Tomorrow, we're going to be diving into sales. I'm going to show you my sales CRM, how I manage leads coming into my business. As always, there'll be a free template that you can access as well. So if that's something that you're into, be sure to hit subscribe and click the bell icon so you can be notified when I release that video. In the meantime, thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you again tomorrow.